नमस्ते। मैं कंचन सिन्हा, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर, श्री शंकराचार्य महाविद्यालय चुनवानी भिलाई. Today I am going to discuss about meaning and concept of curriculum and curriculum development. Meaning of curriculum. Curriculum, the subject, comprises a course of study in a school or college. In education, a curriculum is broadly defined as the totality of student experiences that occur in educational process. Etymological meaning of curriculum. The word curriculum began as a Latin word which means a race or the course of race, which in turn derives from the verb curri, meaning to run, to proceed. Curriculum is perhaps set of planned activity which are designed to implement a particular educational aim. Set of such aims in terms of the content of what is to be taught and the knowledge, skills and attitudes which are to be deliberately fostered, together with statement of criteria for selection of content and choices in methods, material and evaluation. The concept of curriculum. The concept of curriculum is as dynamic as the changes that occurs in society. In its narrow sense, curriculum is viewed merely as a listening of subject to be taught in school. In broader sense, it refers to the total learning experiences of individuals, not only in school but in society as well. According to Hamid Hassan, 1988, curriculum concept can be evaluated in 4 dimensions. Number 1, curriculum as an idea, curriculum as plan written, curriculum as an activity, and curriculum as a result of representing consequence sequence of curriculum. First of all, we will slightly discuss about curriculum as an idea. It yielded past or through research and theories, especially in the field of education and curriculum. Curriculum as a plan written, as materialization of curriculum as an idea. What it load about target, materials, activity, appliances, and time. Curriculum as activity represent the execution of curriculum as a plan written in the form of study practice. And lastly, curriculum as a result is as an actively in the form of curriculum target, namely reaching of change of certain ability or behavior from all educative participants. I would like to discuss about the 4 terms: curriculum, syllabus, course of study, teaching and instructions. Curriculum is a focus of study consisting of various courses, all designed to reach a particular proficiency or qualification, whereas syllabus is simply an outline and timeline of a particular course. It will typically give a brief overview of the course objective, course expectation, list reading assignment, homework deadline, and exam day. Course of study. A course is a set of inventory items grouped together for ease of assignment and tracking. Curriculum can consist of more than one course. Curriculum refers to the training assigned to a student. Curriculum is a focused study consisting of various courses all designed to reach particularly proficiency or qualification. Teaching, an academic process by which students are motivated to learn in ways that make a sustained, substantial, and positive influence on how they think, act, and feel. Instruction means the basic aspect of learning process. They are all formulated to guide students in their gradual learning process in their respective field. But curriculum is literally defined in education as a set of courses regarding different classes or subjects offered in different educational institutions such as schools. What is curriculum development? It is defined as planned, purposeful, progressive and systematic process to create positive improvements in the educational system. Curriculum development is not only about the school, the learner and the teacher. It is also about the development of society in general. It is defined as the process of selecting, organizing, executing, and evaluating learning experience on the basis of the needs, abilities, and interests of the learner and the nature of the society or community. Stages of curriculum development. There are 4 stages of curriculum development. Number 1, the directive stage. Number 2, the formative. Third, functional stage. And fourth, evaluative stage. In the directive stage, it lays foundation to all the other stages. It identifies beliefs, knowledge, and concept. Here, formulation of theoretical framework in selection and sequence of the content takes place. In the formative stage, philosophy of educational institution, objectives form, nature and content of nursing. In the functional stage, practical form of curriculum, planned teaching and learning experiences occurs. And in the last, that is evaluative phase, input of evaluation done, throughput evaluation is done, output evaluation done, and evaluation for curriculum revision is done. Phases of curriculum. There are 5 phases of curriculum. Number 1, phase is selection of aims, goals, and objective. Second, selection of learning experiences. Number 3, selection of content. Number 4, organization and integration of learning experiences and content. And number 5, that is evaluation. Formulation of educational objective. Educational objectives formulated for a given course of study will depend upon the intended learning outcomes. In formulating educational objective, it is best to use words or phrases. Example, to identify, to differentiate, to evaluate, to perform, etc. That describes as precisely as possible, measurable or observable learning outcome. Phrases like to know, to understand, to appreciate, which are not precise enough for this purpose, may however be used in statements that describe the general goal of course or program. Educational objective will provide useful guidelines for teachers to adopt a more systematic approach in designing and planning instructional strategies, particularly with respect to how to teach, how to assess, what to evaluate. In formulating educational objective, we have to focus on these 6 points, that is matching, worth, wording, appropriateness, logical grouping, and revision. The data for objective formations comes from philosophy of institution, social and health needs of society, needs of student, resources available, level of the students, designation after class, minimum requirement syllabus, future trends, and criteria for appearing other exam. The steps taken for formulating objectives are identifying learner needs, identify need of society, suggestion of experts, formulate philosophy, state objectives, formulate a theory of learning, screen objective through philosophy, define objective clearly, state objective in behavioral terms. Now, the second process is selection of learning experiences. Are deliberately planned experiences in selected situations where students actively participate, interact, and which result in desirable change of behavior. Learning experience comprises both theoretical and practical aspects. The principles considered in selection of learning experiences are all learning needs should be in relation to objective, in relation to real life situation, effective integration between theory and practice, same learning experiences, many outcome, and vice versa. Selected in such a way that learners are constantly motivated. Students get meaning and see relation between past and present experiences and focus on future. Criteria for the selection of learning experience are consistent with philosophy, varied and flexible enough, give the student an opportunity to practice, provide chance for the development of independent thinking, adapted to the needs of the student, provide continuity, correlation, and integration. The characteristics of learning experience should be allow learning by doing, create motivation and interest, challenging to students, satisfy the need of time, bring multiple outcomes in student, help to acquire knowledge, skill and attitude, helpful in gathering information, and help to attain educational objectives. The third phase or third process is selection of content. The challenge in the curriculum development process is selecting content that will make a real difference in the lives of the learner and ultimately society as a whole. At this point, the primary questions are: if the intended outcome is to be attained, what will be the learner need to know? What knowledge, skill, attitude, and behavior will need to be acquired and practiced? The scope, that is breadth of knowledge, skills, attitudes, and behavior, and the sequence, that is order of the content, are also discussed. Criteria for content selections are self-sufficiency, significance, validity, interest, utility, learnability, and feasibility. Organization of learning experiences. Our aim is to bring and relate various learning experiences together to produce the maximum cumulative effect in order to give a unified view of the whole so that the educational objectives are achieved. It should be careful, sequentially and systematically. Learning experience have to be vertically and horizontally organized. The principles behind organizing learning experiences are: succeeding experience are built upon preceding ones. Experience is on one area and other to be related. It should be utilized, allotted time cost effectively. Organize in broad areas to facilitate relating in allied areas. Broad principle of education to be applied and emphasized. Provide ample opportunity for student in each areas. Provide opportunity to concentrate on one or more electives. Organize in terms of broad subject matter, humanities, behavioral science, etc. Neither too flexible or rigid. Clinical experiences and assignments on the basis of student experiences. Organize in such a way that students are able to practice nursing. Organizing the content is the next process. In this, we have to focus on 3 points, that is sequencing, continuity, and curriculum organization. The aspect of curriculum organization describes the correlation or integration of content taught concurrently is termed as horizontal organization. Vertical organization is the aspect of curriculum organization that describes the sequencing of content. Horizontal organization is concerned with the concept of scope and integration, that is, the side-by-side arrangement of curriculum elements. Vertical organization centers on the concept of sequence and continuity. It is concerned with the longitudinal placement of curriculum element. Scope. Scope deals with breadth and depth of the curriculum content. It refers to all varieties and types of educational experiences, that is cognitive, affective, psychomotor, and spiritual, that are to be provided to the student through the school. Sometimes the scope of the curriculum is represented just simply as a listing of the key topics and activity to be considered. The next term is integration. It refers to the linking of all types of knowledge and experiences obtained within the curriculum plan. It emphasizes horizontal relation among various content, topic, and themes involving all domains of knowledge recognized. Continuity, the word deals with the vertical manipulation or repetition of curriculum component. Specialists indicate that if, for example, reading skill is an important objective, then it is necessary to see that there is returning and continuity opportunity for these skills to be practiced and developed. This means that over time, the same kind of skills will be brought into continuity operation. The word sequence is related to the continuity but goes beyond it. Sequence as criterion emphasizes the importance of having each successive experience build upon the preceding one, but to go more broadly and deeply into the matter involved. Sequence is not just repetition of a skill or a concept, but deepening of it, so that each successive encounter builds on the preceding one. This slide describes about the elements of organizing the learning experiences. They are grouping learning under subject headings, preparation of master plan for curriculum, placement of learning experience in the total curriculum, preparation of the correlational chart, organization of clinical experiences, and types of teaching system have to be followed. The last step of the process of curriculum development is evaluation. Curriculum evaluation involves an assessment of the philosophy of the institution, program goals, nursing content taught in each course objective, teaching learning methods, course evaluation methods, and the relationship of non-nursing courses to the overall plan of study. Evaluation of a curriculum should be efficient and effective. In the evaluation of curriculum, we have to focus on 5 M's, that is men, money, material, method, and minute. There are two types of evaluation, formative and summative, that are used during curriculum development. Formative evaluations are used during the needs assessment, product development, and testing steps. Summative evaluations are undertaken to measure and report on the outcomes of the curriculum. This step reviews evaluation strategies and suggests simple procedure to produce valid and reliable information. The principle behind evaluations are: evaluation should find out how much objectives are achieved, and objectives of curriculum evaluation should be in terms of behavior or the reaction to be measured. Thank you. Hope you all might have understood the basic concept of curriculum development. Thank you once again.